So, let's talk about something we all use every single day. Our tech. Your phone, your laptop, your tablet, even your smart TV and your doorbell. These devices are our windows to the world. We use them for work, for talking to friends and family, for entertainment, and for pretty much everything in between. They hold our photos, our private messages, and our financial information. But here's the thing we don't always think about. Every single one of these devices is connected to the internet. And that connection, as amazing as it is a two-way street. It means that while we are reaching out to the world is also reaching back to us. This constant connection has created a landscape where our devices are under a non-stop, invisible siege. It's not like a physical attack you can see, it's silent, and it's happening 24/7. Every time you go online, you're stepping into a massive, global network. And within that network there are countless automated programs, or bots, constantly scanning for vulnerabilities. They're looking for an open digital door, a tiny crack in the security of your device that they can slip through. The sheer number of these attempts is staggering. We're talking millions, even billions, of attacks happening across the globe every single day. Most are blocked, but it only takes one to get through to cause a serious problem. The risks are growing bigger and more complex every year. It used to be that a computer virus was just an annoyance, something that might slow down your PC or pop up some ads. But today, the game has changed completely. We're now dealing with sophisticated threats like ransomware, which can lock up all of your personal files, your photos, your documents, everything, and demand money to get them back. There's also spyware that can silently watch everything you do, capturing your passwords, your bank details, and your private conversations. These aren't just minor inconveniences anymore. They are serious threats to our privacy, our finances, and even our personal safety. The problem is, the scale of this is just too big for the old ways of doing things. We have more devices than ever before, and they're all interconnected in what we call the Internet of Things, or IoT. Your smart fridge talks to your phone, your watch talks to your laptop. Each new device is another potential entry point for an attack. The sheer volume and complexity of threats mean that the traditional methods of fighting back are starting to fall behind. We're at a point where we're generating more data and facing more threats than human experts can possibly track on their own. We've built this incredible digital world, but protecting it requires a new kind of defender. So, with this constant barrage of attacks, how do we possibly begin to defend ourselves? The old model of just waiting for a virus to be discovered and then creating a fix for it is becoming outdated. It's too reactive. We need something that can keep up, something that can think ahead, and something that can operate at the same incredible speed as the threats themselves. This is where artificial intelligence, or AI, comes into the picture. It's not the sci-fi AI you see in movies, with robots taking over the world. Instead, this is a practical, powerful tool that is fundamentally changing the game for cybersecurity, acting as a super intelligent guard for our digital lives. Think of AI as the ultimate security analyst, one that never sleeps, never gets tired, and can process information faster than any human ever could. It's a game changer because it doesn't just rely on a list of known threats. Instead, it learns. It studies the normal behavior of your computer, your network, and your applications. It gets a feel for what normal looks like. This baseline understanding is incredibly important. AI is able to build a unique profile of your digital environment, recognizing the rhythm and flow of your everyday data. It's this ability to understand context that makes it so different from anything that came before it, turning cybersecurity from a passive defense into an active, intelligent one. The reason AI is so critical right now is because cyber attacks are also starting to use AI. Attackers are using intelligent systems to create new types of malware that can change their own code to avoid being detected. They're using AI to launch more sophisticated phishing attacks that are incredibly convincing. So it's becoming a battle of AI versus AI. Trying to fight these new intelligent threats with old static tools is like bringing a simple map to a drone fight. You're just outmatched from the start. To stand a chance, our defense systems need to be just as smart, just as fast, and just as adaptable as the attacks they are designed to stop. So, when we talk about the future of protecting our devices, AI isn't just a cool new feature or a buzzword. It has become an essential, non-negotiable part of the equation. It represents a fundamental shift in our strategy, moving from a reactive posture to a proactive one. Instead of just cleaning up the mess after an attack, AI aims to stop the attack from ever happening in the first place. It's like having a security guard who can not only spot a known criminal, but can also identify someone who is about to commit a crime just by watching their suspicious behavior. This predictive power is what makes AI our best new hope in the ongoing fight to keep our digital world safe. To really understand why AI is so necessary, you have to appreciate the sheer speed and cleverness of a digital virus. So, how does one even spread? It often starts with something incredibly simple. You might get an email that looks like it's from your bank or a delivery service. It looks legitimate, and it asks you to click a link or download an attachment. The moment you click it, a tiny piece of malicious code, the virus, is downloaded onto your device. It's designed to be quiet and sneaky. You probably won't notice anything is wrong at first. That's exactly what it wants. The goal is to stay hidden for as long as possible. Once it's on your device, the virus gets to work. It might start by scanning your computer for other vulnerabilities or valuable information. Then, its primary mission is to replicate and spread. It can hijack your email account and start sending copies of itself to everyone in your contact list. Because these emails are coming from you, your friends and colleagues are much more likely to trust them and click the malicious link themselves. In a matter of minutes, a single infection can spread to dozens, then hundreds, then thousands of computers across the globe. It moves at the speed of the internet, far faster than any human could ever track in real time. This is where the human response hits a wall. In the traditional cybersecurity model, a new virus has to be captured and analyzed by human experts. A security researcher has to get a sample of the malware, run it in a safe, isolated environment called a sandbox, and carefully study its code to figure out what it does and how it works. They need to identify its unique signature, a specific sequence of bits that can be used to identify it. This is a detailed, time-consuming process. It can take hours, or even days, for a talented team of experts to fully reverse engineer a complex new virus. And during all those hours or days, the virus is still spreading exponentially. By the time the security experts have developed a cure, a patch or a signature update for antivirus software, the malware may have already infected millions of devices, stolen massive amounts of data, or caused widespread disruption. The attackers are always one step ahead. They can release thousands of new virus variants every single day, each one slightly different from the last, making the manual process of analysis and response a never-ending game of catch-up. Humans are simply too slow to fight on this timescale. The sheer volume and velocity of modern threats have outpaced our manual capabilities entirely. Okay, so we know AI is the answer, but what is it actually doing? How does it work? It's not magic. At its core, AI in cybersecurity is all about machine learning. Think of it like teaching a computer to be a detective, but instead of giving it a list of rules to follow, you give it a massive amount of data and let it learn the patterns on its own. For cybersecurity, this means feeding the AI system countless examples of both safe files and malicious files. We're talking millions of examples of clean software, documents, and emails, and millions of examples of known viruses, ransomware, and spyware. The AI analyzes all of this data, far more than any human could, and starts to identify the subtle characteristics that differentiate good code from bad code. It's not just looking for a specific line of code that it has seen before. Instead, it's learning the traits of malware. For example, it might learn that malicious files often try to hide themselves or try to access sensitive parts of the operating system without permission or attempt to encrypt files unexpectedly. It builds a complex model of what suspicious looks like based on thousands of different factors. This is the learning part of machine learning, and it's a continuous process. This leads to the next big piece: behavioral analysis. Once the AI has learned what to look for, it doesn't just sit and wait. It actively monitors the behavior of all the programs and processes running on your device in real time. It's watching everything. So if an application you just installed suddenly tries to access your contact list, encrypt your personal photos, and then connect to an unknown server in another country, the AI sees this strange sequence of actions. Even if it's a brand new virus that has never been seen before, its behavior is a dead giveaway. The AI flags this as highly abnormal and suspicious based on the patterns it learned. This ability to detect threats based on behavior rather than just a known signature is what makes AI so powerful. It's predictive. It can stop a zero-day attack. That's an attack that exploits a previously unknown vulnerability before it has a chance to do any damage. The AI essentially says, "I've never seen this exact file before, but it's acting just like all the other pieces of ransomware I've studied, so I'm going to block it." This is a huge leap forward. It's the difference between having a security guard with a list of photos of known criminals and having a guard who is expertly trained to spot criminal intent through body language and actions alone. Let's do a quick comparison. The old school, traditional antivirus software versus the new, AI-powered protection. It really comes down to a few key differences, and the first one is how they identify threats. Traditional antivirus software works like a bouncer at a club with a very specific guest list. It has a database of signatures, unique digital fingerprints of all known viruses. When you download a new file, the antivirus scans it and compares its signature to the ones in its database. If it finds a match, it flags the file as a virus and blocks it. This works great for threats that are already known and cataloged. The problem with this traditional method is right there in the description. It only works for viruses. If a hacker creates a brand new virus, or even just slightly modifies an existing one to change its signature, the traditional antivirus software won't recognize it. It's completely blind to it. The virus will sail right past the defenses because its name isn't on the list. This is why you constantly have to update your antivirus software. You're downloading the latest list of new signatures that security companies have discovered. You are always, by definition, one step behind the attackers. It's a purely reactive system. This is where AI-based protection completely flips the script. Instead of a fixed guest list, an AI system acts like an experienced security expert who judges people based on their behavior. It doesn't need to have seen the threat before. As we covered, it uses machine learning and behavioral analysis to look at what a file, not just what it asks questions in real time. Is this program trying to access files it shouldn't be? Is it trying to make changes to critical system settings? Is it communicating with a suspicious web address? This proactive analytical approach is a massive upgrade. So, the biggest difference is adaptability and speed. Traditional antivirus is static and slow to react to new threats. It has to wait for human analysis and a database update. AI, on the other hand, is dynamic and predictive. It can identify and block a never-before-seen, zero-day threat in milliseconds, just by recognizing its malicious behavior. It learns and adapts continuously, getting smarter and more effective over time as it analyzes more and more data. In the fast-paced world of cybersecurity, where new threats emerge every second, that ability to adapt and predict is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. This all sounds great in theory, but is it actually working in the real world? Absolutely. We're seeing AI-powered cybersecurity making a huge difference for large companies and organizations that are targeted by hackers every single day. These aren't just small-time operations. They're preventing major breaches that could affect millions of customers. For example, think about a major international bank. They handle trillions of dollars in transactions and store the sensitive financial data of millions of people. They are a massive target for cybercriminals. Their security systems are constantly being tested by sophisticated attacks. These banks now use AI systems to monitor every single transaction happening on their network in real time. The AI learns the normal spending patterns of each individual customer. It knows what time of day you usually use your card, the stores you typically shop at, and the amounts you usually spend. So if your credit card is suddenly used to buy thousands of dollars worth of electronics in a different country at 3 a.m., the AI flags this immediately. It recognizes that this behavior is a huge deviation from your established pattern. It can automatically block the transaction and send you a fraud alert, all within seconds. It stopped the attack before you even lost any money. Another great example is in healthcare. Hospitals are a prime target for ransomware attacks because they hold critical patient data and can't afford to have their systems shut down. A few years ago, a major hospital network was targeted by a new strain of ransomware. The attack started when an employee clicked on a malicious link in an email. The malware began to silently spread through the hospital's network, preparing to encrypt patient records and vital systems. However, the hospital had recently installed an AI-powered security platform. The AI had never seen this specific ransomware before, but it detected the unusual behavior. The AI noticed that a program was quietly accessing and modifying a large number of files in a way that no legitimate software should. It also saw the malware attempting to disable backup systems, a classic ransomware tactic. Recognizing these dangerous behaviors, the AI immediately isolated the infected computers from the rest of the network, stopping the ransomware in its tracks. The attack was contained to just a few machines, and no critical patient data was lost. Without the AI's behavioral analysis, the attack would have likely gone unnoticed until it was too late, potentially causing a catastrophic shutdown of the entire hospital. These real-world saves are happening every day, thanks to AI. Now, it's important to be realistic. As powerful as AI is, it's not a silver bullet that magically solves all of our cybersecurity problems forever. It has its own set of challenges and limitations that we need to be aware of. For starters, AI is only as good as the data it's trained on. If the training data has biases or gaps, the AI can make mistakes. It might accidentally flag a legitimate program as malicious, which is called a false positive. This can be disruptive, especially in a large company. If the AI suddenly blocks a critical business application because it misinterpreted its behavior, it creates a new kind of cleanup job for IT teams. Another big challenge is that the bad guys are adapting. Just as we are using AI for defense, hackers are starting to use AI for offense. They are developing adversarial AI designed specifically to fool security systems. For example, they can create malware that learns to perform its malicious actions very slowly over a long period of time, to fly under the radar of behavioral analysis. It might make one tiny, seemingly innocent change each day, gradually working towards its goal without triggering any alarms. Hackers are also using AI to find new, undiscovered vulnerabilities in software, creating a constant cat-and-mouse game where both sides are using increasingly sophisticated technology. Then there's the privacy issue. For an AI security system to work effectively, it needs to have deep visibility into your network and your devices. It needs to monitor your emails, the files you download, and the websites you visit to look for threats. This raises legitimate questions about how much of our digital lives we are comfortable handing over to an automated system. Where is all this data being stored? Who has access to it? We have to trust that the companies providing these AI security tools are handling our data responsibly and ethically, and that is a huge responsibility. Finding the right balance between robust security and personal privacy is one of the biggest challenges we face. Finally, AI can't replace human intuition and expertise entirely. While an AI can detect an anomaly, it might not always understand the context. A human analyst might be needed to investigate a sophisticated, multi-stage attack and understand the attacker's ultimate goal. Humans are still essential for strategic thinking, for designing security policies, and for making the final call on complex threats. The future of cybersecurity isn't just AI alone. It's a partnership between AI and human experts. The AI handles the massive scale and speed of the initial detection, while the humans provide the oversight, strategy, and final analysis. So, where does this leave us? It's clear that AI is making our digital lives significantly safer. It's a massive leap forward in our ability to defend against a relentless tide of cyber attacks. The ability to detect and block new, unknown threats based on their behavior is something that was simply not possible with older technology. It's allowing us to move from a reactive posture, where we were always one step behind, to a proactive one, where we can actually get ahead of attackers. For the average person, this means your phone, your bank account, and your personal data are better protected than ever before. However, we have to accept that AI will not eliminate digital viruses completely. That's probably an impossible goal. As long as there is software, there will be bugs and vulnerabilities. And as long as there is value in data, there will be people trying to steal it. The landscape will continue to evolve. Attackers will develop new techniques to try to evade AI detection, and security companies will develop better AI to counter them. It will remain a perpetual arms race, a constant back and forth between offense and defense. The goal of cybersecurity isn't to achieve a perfect, impenetrable world, but to make attacks so difficult and so costly for criminals that they are no longer worth the effort. What AI does is fundamentally raise the bar for security. It makes life much, much harder for the vast majority of cybercriminals. The low-effort, automated attacks that used to be so common are now much more likely to be caught by AI-powered defenses. This means your devices are far more resilient to the everyday background noise of internet threats. This doesn't mean you'll never face a threat, but it does mean the threats that get through will have to be far more sophisticated and targeted. AI acts as a powerful filter, weeding out the millions of common attacks so that human experts can focus on the truly advanced and dangerous ones. Ultimately, this leads to a future that is much safer, even if it's not perfect. We can use our devices with a greater degree of confidence, knowing that we have an intelligent guardian watching our backs. The peace of mind that comes from knowing your personal photos are safe from ransomware, or that your bank account is being monitored for fraud, is incredibly valuable. AI is not a magic wand, but it is an exceptionally powerful tool that dramatically tips the scales in our favor. It allows us to continue to embrace the benefits of our connected world while managing the inherent risks far more effectively. So, with this incredibly powerful AI watching our backs, does that mean we can just relax and not worry about security anymore? Not quite. Technology is only one part of the solution. The most advanced security system in the world can still be bypassed if someone is tricked into handing over the keys. That's why the final and maybe most important layer of defense is you. Your awareness and your habits play a critical role in keeping your data safe. The future of cybersecurity is a partnership between you and the AI tools designed to protect you. We all have a role to play on this digital defense team. First things first, make sure you're using these modern tools. Most high-quality antivirus and security software today already have AI and machine learning built into them. It's running in the background, protecting you. So, make sure your software is installed and always up to date. Beyond that, enable basic security features on your accounts. Use strong, unique passwords for every important site. Better yet, use a password manager to create and store them for you. And wherever possible, turn on two-factor authentication. That little code sent to your phone is a simple, but incredibly effective way to block someone who has stolen your password. Next, you have to be the human filter. AI is great at spotting suspicious code, but it can't always spot a convincing lie. This is where you come in. Be skeptical of unsolicited emails, text messages, and direct messages, even if they seem to be from a person or company you know. If an email has a sense of urgency, asking you to click a link immediately to avoid your account being closed, pause and think. Don't click on links or download attachments you weren't expecting. If you're unsure, go directly to the company's official website or app to log in, rather than clicking the link in the email. A little bit of healthy suspicion goes a long way. In the end, our digital future is a shared responsibility. AI provides the powerful, high-speed defense system that works on a scale we never could before. It's our intelligent shield, stopping the millions of automated attacks that we never even see. But we are the gatekeepers. We have to be smart about the doors we open and the information we share. By combining the power of AI protection with smart, everyday habits, like using strong passwords, enabling two-factor authentication, and being wary of phishing attempts, we create a formidable defense. The future with AI is definitely safer. And by working together with these tools, we can all help build a more secure digital world for everyone.